Our topic for today is going to be on SEO, search engine optimization. SEO has always been an extremely important part of web development. More website traffic means more sales and revenue, and it is always in high demand, especially if you're good at it. You're never going to meet a client that says, "Oh, I don't want my website to be found online. Don't do any SEO on it," right? So today we will be going over some of the basics of search engine optimization. Keep in mind that there's a lot more that goes into SEO. You can even build a whole career out of just working on SEO, but this will be essential knowledge that will always be relevant. So let's get started. What is SEO? Search engine optimization is the practice of increasing the quantity and quality of traffic to your website through organic search results. Now, keep in mind that SEO is constantly changing. Search engine algorithms change frequently, and SEO tactics evolve in response to those changes. Now, if we take a look back, like let's say in the mid 1990s, we would used to have manual submissions, right? So the keywords and all that stuff, we were providing those to Google. So in your website's header, you would put in all your keywords. This website's about cats or dogs, right? So we would be doing that. So you could easily trick a search engine to think your website was about a lot of different other things when it really wasn't, right? Later on, we kind of figured out that we could start doing link farms, right? So backlinking was really popular. So we would just create a ton of websites or directory sites with a ton of links pointing to your website, and that would increase its search engine position. Around 2011, social media marketing and vertical search inclusions, were kind of like a really big thing. And then around 2017, Google started getting really, really smart and kind of started ranking a lot of its content based on the user experience. So measuring how long the user was on that website and measuring the bounce rate was really, really a key factor. SEO Today. The search engines have redefined their algorithms, so there is a lot more factors, hundreds actually, that influence how your website is ranked. Now, most of these you don't have much control over. Some of them have to do with time and popularity, but initially there are some that you have complete control over, and those are the ones that you want to take advantage of. And most of them will make up a pretty big percentage of the overall ranking factors. Let's take a look at some of these factors. So you have domain level keyword usage, right? Which could include, hey, does the keyword you're trying to rank for, is it an exact match for your domain or a partial match? Social metrics, user usage and traffic query data, domain level brand features, page level keyword features, page level keywords and content features, right? And some external ones like links, external links, and their page ranks and domain ranks. So we're going to dive into this a little bit more. But again, what you want to know is there's a lot of factors that contribute to how a website is ranked. Let's understand how search engines operate. So first, they crawl the web. So you have these robots, spiders, or crawlers, we call them. And they're going website by website, link by link, and they're crawling and they're indexing information into their databases. Now, they're not indexing every word, every image. They store selective pieces of information into their database only. Sometimes people think like, oh, my website's online, it must be on Google. No, Google might only select certain things from that website or certain pages. And maybe another search engine like Bing, they might select certain pages or certain elements from that website only. First they crawl, then they index, and then they provide answers. And these answers are based on relevance and popularity. When a person performs an online search, the search engine searches its billions of documents, and it does two things. First, it returns only those results that are relevant or useful to the searcher's query. Then it ranks those results according to the popularity of the website serving the information. So it's both relevance and popularity that the process of SEO is meant to influence. Now, there are some limits to search engine technology, or these crawlers as we know them, right? Some of them are like online forms. So if something is behind a password or a login, it's not going to be able to get past that. So that information is not going to be crawled or stored. Poor link structures, non-text content, so it can't read an image. We have to tell it what that image says or what that image is about. Video, it can't read or see what that video is about if there's no transcript in actual text or HTML. And Flash, right? Flash is more like an animation. It also can't pick up, there's no crawling to do. Mixed context signals and uncommon terms. So for mixed context signals, let's say, for example, the title of your blog post is Mexico's Best Coffee, but the post itself is about a vacation or a resort in Canada, which happens to serve great coffee. These mixed signal messages send confusing signals to search engines, and they're just like, you know what, we're not going to deal with that. So they don't end up storing it. So why does a website need SEO? Search engines are the primary method of navigation for most internet users. If a search engine cannot find your site or add your content to their databases, you miss out on incredible opportunities to drive traffic to your website. And search engines provide targeted traffic. Search drives an incredible amount of both online and offline economic activity. And that's what makes it really, really important. Let's go over some of the basics of what is SEO-friendly design. For your designs to be SEO-friendly, you first need to have indexable content. Some easy ways to do that is to provide alternate text for images, right? So that alt tag. So instead of Google ignoring that image, you could tell it, hey, this image is about this, and that's where that alt tag and where you would provide that information. You would supplement Flash or Java plugins with text on the page, and you could provide a video transcript for audio content. How do search engines see our website? You guys have plenty of experience with this, where working your HTML websites, you turn off the styling. Without the style sheet, all there is just text, links, and images. So it is very important to understand that. This is where, the structure of a website becomes really important. If you turn off the styling, you should still be able to organize that content, right? There should still be headings, heading level 1s, heading level 2s, heading level 3s, and paragraphs. If all you see is paragraphs with some bolded text, that's what the search engine crawler is also seeing, so it's really hard for it to make sense of the content. Crawlable link structures are also very important. When this crawler comes to your homepage, it's going to be able to access anything that it links from there, right? So if you have orphan pages, it's not going to be able to get to those, and they're most likely not going to be indexed. So if the crawler comes to a homepage and this image you have, it's going to be able to go to page B and page E, but if there's no links to page C and page D, it's not going to have access to those. Now, one of the most important elements in SEO is keywords. The way people search is using this query, which is made up of keywords, right? When they're searching for a service or a product, they're going to put it into the search bar. Google's going to then compare it to where have I found these keywords or these terms, right? And it's going to pull up those websites and it's going to order them. So keywording is where we could have some of the most impact on our search engine results. Let's take a look at some of the most important elements that we can target using keywords. The first is the page title. We want to use the keyword that we are targeting at least once, and the closer to the start, the better. Right? So here we have 3 search engine results. And the last one by EOS Pomegranate Raspberry Organic Lip Balm. Lip balm is towards the end. That's why it's most likely showing up third, right? The best lip balms, with SPF to wear in the sun, and then the company name is showing up first. So you want to have the targeted keyword in the page title, and the closest to the start, the better. Another element that we want to target with keywords is our H1 or H2s or even H3 tags. We want this keyword to be in those headings. This is how Google knows what that website is going to be about, or that paragraph or that section. So you want to make sure that you are using H1, H2s, and H3s throughout the content, because that's what's going to give Google's crawlers the structure of your page and your content. And obviously, we want to use our targeted keywords in the text of our body. Now, we don't want to keyword stuff. Now, keyword stuffing is, for example, this paragraph below. White is a word on a white web page that is white because the background is white. White is a color. White is not black, right? So that's keyword stuffing. So you want to keep it at 3 to 5 keywords, and you want to make sure the content is still quality content and it's still comprehensive. Do not sacrifice the user experience because you want to include that keyword in there. So find a good balance between keyword stuffing and quality. The URL of a website is one of the most important parts, and people always forget about. This is where they can use their targeted keywords. So you want the URLs to be descriptive. You want to use dashes in between the keywords. The shorter, the better. Most importantly, make them readable, right? So we don't want to have page ID equals 3494. You want to give it a readable static URL like web design that gives a little more description. And we've already talked about images, but the alternate attribute for images is extremely important. Again, this crawler cannot read an image. It does not know what that image is about. So you want to make sure that you use the alternate attribute and you give that image a title and a description. The meta description is really important because it's what shows up right after your page title on search engine results. So you want to make sure you have a great meta description where you also include your targeted keywords, and you can add this meta description in the header part of your website document. So let's summarize our on-page keyword usage and targeting. Here you're going to see that we're targeting the keyword running shoes. So we are using our keyword running shoes in the page title and towards the front. In this case, the title is Running Shoes for Runners Who Love High Quality Comfortable Shoes. Second, we are using the keyword running shoes in the H1 heading tag. Find the best running shoes to fit your needs. And in the body copy, some compelling text about the benefits of choosing the right running shoes, finding the brands and sizes that fit your feet, and how to compare running shoes in an easy to follow, logical fashion. This would also be a good place to describe how different running shoes apply to different activities like trail running, hiking, distance running, and sprinting, etc. So we have used the keyword on the body of that page. We have an image, and the alternate that has been used for that photo is the famous running shoes of an Olympian. So see how we creatively threw that targeted keyword in the alternate tag. And lastly, the URL, it's going to be yourdomain.com/running shoes. These are the essentials of on-page keyword usage and targeting that you want to keep in mind when creating your content pages. Lastly, remember to build for your users, not search engines. When visitors type a query in a search box and land on your site, will they be satisfied with what they find? The search engine's primarily responsibility is to serve relevant results to their users. So if someone's searching for a specific term or some specific content and they land on your website and they don't find it right away, what's the first thing that we do? We hit the back button, right? And we go back and search again. You got to be careful of this because that is what we call bounce rate. So you don't want to deceive the users because Google is measuring the bounce rate. And it's one of its most effective tools to measure if the search results they are providing are relevant. So if someone was looking for pretty cat pictures and they land on that website and there's only pictures of dogs, they're going to hit back button right away. And it's going to keep increasing. That bounce rate keeps going up and up and up and up till finally Google decides, hey, this is not relevant, right? If we want people to continue using our search engine, we have to give them relevant results. So you're no longer going to be ranking for that keyword and it's going to be pushing you further and further down.